Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ritu. Today is a different video. What I want to do in this video is I want to nail down a soft glam base routine for myself. I want to find the products that work amazingly together and give me an amazing base routine for going out, attending weddings and stuff like that. And I want to completely nail it down. I want to find those products where I wouldn't have to think anything before I pack my makeup bag. Like, you go in, I know, I can trust you. I already have a few of those products, but I actually want to physically record it because I don't know if it's only me. If I don't record it, I forget what I did, and when I'm not recording, that's when the most amazing base routine happens, and then I don't remember what I did. I had this specific makeup look in mind which I did this one day. I'll insert the picture here, and that was so amazing. My skin looked so great, and I know at the end of it, it will look like I'm wearing makeup, but I don't have any problem with that. I just want it, like a very nice, well blended routine. Let's start. I've already done my eyes. It's not the best I've ever done eye makeup, but I wanted it to be quick and out of the way so that I don't spend a lot of time. Today is all about base makeup, and we're going to do everything together. We're going to prep our skin and then we're going to apply makeup. So I have not washed my face today, so I'm going in with a wipe and some micellar water. I use the Bioderma micellar water. Earlier I used to use the Garnier one, but oh my god, it gave me rashes. So if you have sensitive skin, and I don't even have sensitive skin, and it would almost burn my skin and give me rashes. Starting with the clean face is very important so that your texture has time to settle down. Any dry patches you might have, you can scrape them away. For my routine, I'm going to be following practices that I've seen other makeup artists do online, and I want to try to inculcate those and actually use those techniques and not get stuck in a routine. And since I'm using a wipe, I'm trying to really rub my skin. I know it's not good, but I'm using this as a exfoliator kind of. And you can leave it as is, or you can even go and wash this micellar water away. I'm just going to, now that our skin is clean, we're going to add back moisture. Starting with my skin type again, I am oily all over, especially oily here. I have large pores, and I have this patch where no makeup wants to stay, and I have some fine lines here, and I have some discoloration here. First thing first, I'm going in with this Tint skin toner, milk skin toner. This is amazing. This is very heavy, but if you mind heavy things, then just use this and you won't even need a moisturizer. And I've seen a lot of makeup artists use the Road glazing milk. This is almost like that. This is a ceramide based milky toner, same as the Road one, and slightly cheaper, not by a lot, but they also have a little size. And they also have a lighter version, so if you don't like something extremely heavy, then the lighter one would be good for you. But I really love this. I love how hydrating it is, and I love how long the hydration that it provides lasts on the skin. I've used a lot of milky toners, but I haven't found one that where the hydration lasts as long, and I'm really trying to work this into my skin. And where I get dry patches, the areas where you might get dry patches, so work it there, and trying to put it under my eyes gently. Be very gentle. Then we're going in with moisturizer. I used to use this Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched smoothing serum, and I've completely finished it. It took me 2 years, but like, me finishing product is a big deal. And this was a good one, but for a replacement, I tried to find something cheaper. This I got from Macaron. This is the Jungseng Mool Essential Mool Cream in the light version. So Jungseng Mool is a Korean beauty makeup artist. If you don't know, she's a legendary makeup artist and she has her own line. And this is the Mool Cream. This is what she uses to prep the skin. I'm going to take 2 pumps of this, and this is the lighter version. So since I'm oily, I got the lighter version, and this is the bigger size. You can also get the smaller size, but like this, I feel the texture is very similar to the Bobbi Brown smoothing serum that I just showed you, and it is almost 2,000-3,000 rupees cheaper. So I love Korean beauty products, and I thought, why not, let's try it. Also trying to take things down on my neck so that I don't have to put too much on my face. And yeah, applying some lip balm. We don't want to leave our skin parched because we're going to wear a lot of makeup, and if the skin underneath is parched, then it might look cakey later on. For the under eyes, I finally bought a full size of this one. This is the Bobbi Brown under eye base. Amazing, really hydrating and filling for the eyes. I had a sample which I used this 5 ml sample for almost 2 years, more than 2 years. I used this for almost 3 years. You need the tiniest amount. And I'm applying the tiniest amount, like this much is enough, and I'm just going to spread that on the areas where I have fine lines, and like not really rubbing it in. I'm just letting it sit first so that it has some time to sink in. I ended up buying 2 new primers. I don't know for what, but this one I had it on my wish list for the longest time. This is the one from Makeup Forever. This is the Shine Control Step 1 primer, and it's really good for oily skin, but like this is very finicky. You have to be very careful. And I also got the Benefit Professional for the first time. I've never used this. And I'm going to start on my forehead with this. I want to test them both, so I'm using, wow, that has blurred it quite a bit. I don't know if you can see it. On my nose a little. This is the mini size and it's so expensive. I get the most shiny here, so I'm going to place it here. That has cut down the shine quite dramatically. See? I'm going to choose between the two. This one I've used like for going out, and it turns slightly oily on me faster. So I think I'm going to use this, or I might just, I think today I'm going to stick with this, and next time I'm going to try with the Huda Easy Blur. I really like them both. This is very thin on the skin and it blends phenomenally, but this one has slightly more coverage, but this is thicker. But this is supposed to be very good for oily skin, and I also like using it. And when I did my makeup in that photo, I was using this, so I'm going to try and use this one first. But first I'm going to conceal with my Westman Atelier. This is my, this step cannot be skipped. This is my perfect concealer for hiding this pigmentation right here. So I'm going to start with this, and with this concealer I don't even need color corrector, which is why this step is non-negotiable for me. Applying it here, and oh, it might be slightly lighter for me today because I got tanned in my vacation. and I always go in with this brush. This is like the dupe of the artist brush. This is from Mr. DIY. Or I want, like, I really want to just drag and thin out this concealer. And
see, it's slightly lighter.
it hides my hyperpigmentation really well, but it can't hide my redness near my nostrils. Doesn't. Taking on my palette, one pump. Let's start with one pump. Really thin this out and coat your brush really well. First, and like this is a really great shade match for me. And I just my goal with foundation is to even out my skin and not actually blank it out. I took some more on my brush, whatever was left on the palette, and that is foundation on one side of my face. I'm going in with this Morphe M243. This was the Beautylicious BLF 235 brush, and I'm going in with this, and I'm just going to tap it out in case there are any fine lines, in case there are any brush marks that I can't see. And I know some things are peeking out from the skin, but that's the mark of a good makeup look. Looks like, oh my god, your skin? Is it your skin? I know you're wearing makeup, but is it your skin? That kind of a face routine. I've taken some more and really coating my brush. This is called priming the brush, and this is really helpful in really using little product and spreading it out, thinning it out. Now it's time to apply bronzer and contour. So the Rare Beauty and its dupe, I have the e.l.f. If you want something matte, then go with the e.l.f. because this has a matte finish. And if you want something dewy, then go with the Rare Beauty one. But today I feel I want to go in with this one. Use the e.l.f. blush brush for this. This is really great for cream products. I don't go in directly with this one because it is matte and it sets down, so you really want to use a palette or the back of your hand, and I'm just going to try to pick it as evenly as possible, starting with my forehead because that's where I need it the most. Don't forget your hairline. Bone, so I'm just going to apply it on top and trying to hold my brush back. I can drag here because there's no product underneath except of skincare, but I'm not dragging it here, and slightly on the top of my cheeks as well, so that blush and bronzer can overlap here. And you want to take your bronzer till your eyebrow, so I'm just going to do that. It looks sculpted. The same here, and my face structure is very uneven, so yeah, it never looks the same, but that's what I'm trying to do. Didn't spread it equally, so when that happens, wipe it off in the back of your hand. That we've tried our best, I'm going to go over with my foundation brush again. And look, even this one gives a sheen, but even then it is slightly matte in finish. Now I remember I did not add anything on my nose, so I'm just going to see if my foundation brush has anything, and I'm going to use that on the nose. I don't want any Like, I don't want a lot of product on my nose, because the more product you add on your nose, and if you're oily, then it's going to slide off. So like the least amount of product is going to look the best. For nose contour, you always want to follow this shadow of the brow bone like this, and try to keep them even. To use this one, Pack T07, to blend it out. This is a really tiny concealer brush. It's an amazing brush, and I'm going to like tap and blend, tap and blend. This one has been my current favorite. This is from Patrick Ta. This was limited edition. This is the shade Out of Office. They launched two holiday duos, and this is the lighter of the two. And like, this is the most flattering pink shade on me. Light to medium olive neutral skin tone, and oh my god, I love how it looks. I'm really into pink blushes. I love my pink blushes, and I'm going to add a powder pink blush on top. But let's use, because we want our makeup to be long lasting, so I'm just going to take a bit of the cream, trying to coat my brush and remove some on back of the palette, so that my brush is evenly coated. And I'm going to apply it on the apples of my cheek really gently, because blush is the thing. If you have hairy cheeks like me, blush is the thing that is going to lift your coverage. And it looks like, this shade of pink looks so good. Somehow it matches the redness in your skin, and it looks amazing. Taking it here as well. And in real life, like, my preference is, I don't like to wear a lot of blush. Like, I like to wear blush, but I don't have blush blindness. Since this shade is slightly darker for me, I am a little tan today. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealer. Not my perfect shade. I can't figure out if it looks nice or not. But the times I've tried it, I find it looks slightly heavy and not as nice as my Hourglass Vanish. So I'm just going to put it here, and hopefully this will work as a corrector shade, because this is slightly peachy. Then if I want, then I'll go on top with this Tower 28 Serum Concealer. I've been loving this. This like instantly rehydrates your under eyes and like looks so nice underneath. I'm going to use this. This is a really full coverage concealer, and I find that if you use too much, this can look heavy underneath your eyes. So let's see if the amount I've used is enough. And like, it spreads a lot. And I'm swiping it slightly, because like, I don't want intense full coverage. And this one is self-setting, and I can feel that it has set down a little bit. Tapping and blending. It looks okay. And this is the place where wherever you want to add additional coverage, go in with your concealer and add a little more here to highlight. These are the areas where I want to add more coverage to cover the redness. I still don't like how it did not cover this. Like, you can see this darkness. I am not in love with how my eyeshadow turned out today. And I'm going in with this Tower 28 one, because I don't want these eye bags today. I wouldn't mind them in a normal routine. And I'm just going to apply this. This is a very thin concealer, very serumy. So I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. I have the shade MDR 8. Since my concealer had some time to sit, I'm going to blend it. I'm using this Refer 36 concealer brush. And I've been really enjoying Refer brushes. I was not as convinced. I thought they were not worth the hype, but actually they are really worth the hype. And like, if you have good brushes, they will always reduce your workload. They will do the job for you, and I really like this one. Now I really like the coverage. Now I'm happy. Brush. And now let's get into setting the base. This is where things start going wrong. So I have accumulated a lot of powders, and this Huda Beauty one, I have the Easy Bake Press one. It's really good, but somehow the shade, like Pound Cake, I've seen like everyone uses Pound Cake and it works on them, but like it's almost translucent, but sometimes it really takes away from the coverage and it is heavy. Then I also really like this Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Fetish, like this one, the translucent one. This is also really nice and fine and brightening for the eyes. I also got a colored powder from Moira. It helps in color correcting a little bit. I want to try that. I want to take the blue for my under eyes. I'm going to pick this up with this, and then I'm going to, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to like pick this up and try to mix them both. Always remove any creases. Okay, so far, and now I'm going to go on top with this one again and like go on top with the powder puff. Always work it in, and then this is like baking, but like a lighter version of baking. I'm just going to wipe off any excess with my brush and like go like this so that you don't disturb the hair on your face. Going to set the rest of our face. This I've learned from another makeup artist, that she uses powder foundation to set the face instead of just powder, so that you can add coverage, and powder foundations are usually more long lasting. So I picked it on my brush, really trying to even it out, and then I'm going to set my face. And like this is supposed to be a long lasting makeup, so we are going to set our whole face. I feel when I don't set this area, when I apply powder blush, it does not hold very well. I'm going to add it on the areas where I feel like my redness is still peaking, and on this. This is the apple of my eye. I use this without makeup. I use this on top of creams. I use this anytime I can get. I absolutely love this. Has a luminous finish, and like I know it looks like this, but this pink when blended out looks like my redness and looks so lovely on my face. I don't know why I love this shade, and like even without makeup this completely changes your face, and I'm completely obsessed and I want to try more, but they are so expensive. I also love this powder of this, and I think these two are very similar in tone, that's why I love them. Like the Patrick Ta one is maybe slightly brighter, so if you don't like baby pink like the Dior 01 pink, this is a good pink for like neutral. This is a good pink for medium undertones. Then I also love the blushes from this Hourglass palette. This is from last year. This is
not from last year, this is from the year before. This is the Dragon palette, and this one is also very similar in tone like the baby pink one, this one right here. And the Hourglass palette from last year, this one has 3 blush shades, and I also really like this one. This is the medium tone, that was the lighter tone. And like, these are my pinks. I used to be a pink hater, but these are my pinks. We're going to use this. I want to show you how amazing it looks. I apply it with this NARS powder blush. I don't know, we got it as a gift with purchase. And like, I pick it up like this and try to work it into the bristles again. And I'm going to sweep it on my cheeks gently. And since this has a luminous finish, this is like also giving you a look of a highlighter, but since it's a powder, it also is slightly blurring. And I know my lights are too bright to see any blush on my face, but I don't like too much blush, and that's why I like this one, because like, it looks like blush but not too much, and you can really build them. They are very good in pigment. I don't know what I'm saying. I hope like it makes sense. And I think it looks better barefaced, because like my face is looking quite matte. And this is such a nice brush, like the way that it moves on the face. And then I try to do this, and when I'm not wearing anything underneath, I just go in with this motion. I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush and try to really spread and even it out. And I also apply any leftover on my nose. This looks like, this is a pink, but somehow the effect that it gives is when you get gently sunburned. So now for powders and like finishing touches and powder bronzers. Since I'm already feeling quite a bit bronzed from the powders, I'm going to go in with this Hourglass powder, because powder bronzer, it's going to act like a finishing powder, and it's going to also act like a bronzer. And this powder brush, this was the powder brush from Morphe. This is the S100, and now I'm going in with the Tan 02 brush and picking it up picking up this bronzer, and I feel like for a gentle bronzer, this one packs quite a bit of impact. And I'm just going to like swirl and work it in. So like, and if you feel that like you've brightened an area too much, then just go in with the bronzer on top and it'll look amazing. And like, I like to place it first and then I blend. Otherwise I panic blend and then it doesn't look nice. And when like I don't want to use too much bronzer, then I go in with this. This is the one from RMS. This is the shade Maiden's Blush. This is their Hydra blush, and it is almost like a bronzer shade for me. So like, I use it like if I feel like I've not transitioned into the bronzer very nicely, then this works really nicely to blend things out. And this also has a luminous finish like the YSL one. Where is it? This one. Yeah. So it will really like looks really nice. And if you don't like wearing highlighters, then these blushes are really good for that, because sometimes like highlighters can make you feel too sticky or too glowy. I have been super into highlighters again, and I don't know why. Because like the healthy skin look is just unreal. Now I'm going in with this older Hourglass palette, because the finishing powder from this somehow works better for my skin. And as a final step, I'm going to go in again with this Tan Beauty brush, removing any excess, and I'm going to pick this one up, this shade, this is number 1, finishing powder, Dream Light. Blur our skin out and add some luminosity wherever we applied that powder foundation. I'm going to use it there. And this has a bit of pearl in it, so it might look and feel odd the first time you apply it, but it looks really nice. If you had seen me 1 year ago, I would have hated this makeup look, but now I love. Like, so funny how makeup preferences keep changing. Set my makeup and see if I want to add or reduce anything, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury one. This gives your skin somewhat of a dewy finish, and it kind of looks oily, but it also really holds the makeup really well, and like makes the makeup look slightly lived in. So I like it for that, but the applicator is really shitty, and always do a test spray, otherwise it will give you splotches. And I'm just going to set my face and stop talking. Now, and for the final touch, what I'm going to do is whatever powder I have on my powder puff, just going to make sure I have very less, and I'm just going to go on top on the area where I get super oily, because I know this shine is going to come back. I know we can't escape that, and like this is the time where you will add any more blush. And like I let this makeup sit for almost 15 minutes with the setting spray on, so I could see where the shine would come. And if I were actually going out, I would spray this as the final step. This is a locking in spray, kind of like a hairspray but for your face. And this is how the final look turned out. I'm really loving how my skin looks. It looks quite blurred out, which it did not in the last makeup look, because I had not used the shine control primer. And like you are going to see pores, because it is your skin, it's not going to stop breathing if you wear makeup. Like pores are not going to disappear. So if we keep realistic expectations, I feel like we like our makeup more, and sometimes I end up having the most unrealistic expectations from my makeup. I don't know why, but yeah. This is the final finished makeup look. I'll show you a close-up of how my skin looks. This patch also got covered today. Today was my lucky day. And this is how my base looks. This is how my pores look. You can see the pearl of that hourglass powder. And I think these are the products. I got them in once. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave me a comment and give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you like watching such videos. I want to post more, and hopefully I will. And that's it for me today. Bye.